Well, hey there, Papper people, as well as Papper jerks. Thanks for coming back to the channel. I've done a couple of videos recently. One was that I want to focus on mostly is the Bleep Eclipse review that I did. A lot of comments. This mask is largely an unknown, so I like to answer questions about it because people say stuff that just isn't so, and I like to correct those kinds of things. The other thing is I did one on CPAP, EPR, A-Flex, C-Flex, and why they could potentially make your sleep worse. So we're going to delve into these. Let's check out the comments section. We got to go all the way down to the bottom because those are the older ones. And I don't think I've responded to anything in several days. So let's take a look-see here. So Sleepy Joe says, so instead of having something light like the good old P10, you're going to have to apply a sticker to your nose every night. Lol. Who is this made for? All right. I'm going to go with this. Stuart Hetherington jumps off the top turnbuckle, flying out of nowhere, and white knights for himself. Patients with balding spots, broken hair, tangled hair, dry eyes, jaw realignment issues, nostril chafing, leaks. And by the way, the P10 is a leaky mask. Easy on, easy off. Facial marks, follicle infections in beards, follicle infections in the hairline. Okay, we're getting into infections. Reshaping of the face in younger growing kids. Absolutely. Claustrophobic reactions, poorly fitting masks. Yeah, you take all of that out of it for sure. So that is who it's made for. He says, simply put, there is no one mask for everyone. And many people have different needs and problems, and others successful users. That's why 400 masks, I don't even know if that's true, fact check that, have been made, and why the failure rate is still greater than 40%. Now, that is true. The failure rate is greater than 40%. However, I think that is largely due to other factors such as widespread use of APAP, not having CPAP titration studies anymore, poor follow-up, rampant mouth leaking. But yeah, masks and poorly fitting masks, for sure, definitely one of them. As we look down, Lisa says, yeah, it was a game changer for them. This guy, Rich, says, yeah, I totally forgot about the nasal chafing. Had to use a little nipple butter, some Lancino cream. That's always good. Let's move on to the next one. All right, excellent one. God, these are like bang, bang in order. I love it. Rhonda asks, can you use this if you have a pacemaker or defibrillator? Stuart comes to the rescue again. This time, just a sniper from the snack bar. Eclipse has a magnetic strength of 65 and a magnetic field of 2 centimeters. Anyone with implants or bed partner with implants should discuss this with their provider. Always gotta kick the can down the road to the provider and see if it's a good fit. So they are the smallest magnetic field of any of the magnetic masks. If you're using a pacemaker, I mean, that's up to you. I would be super sketchy to use it. So if the mask were to fall down onto your chest right next to it, it's going to cause a problem. And is that possible? I would say so. So I would be very careful. I'd actually probably not use it. How does the Bleep work with a mustache? Sounds like a dick answer. The same as any other mask. You just put it on. It doesn't come in contact with the mustache at all whatsoever. If you have a massive bushy mustache, actually probably just hair growing out of your nose is going to affect it more, but just pluck those babies. Pilot Jeff, I'm going to try this next. I can't use my N20 AirTouch anymore. It's making my front 2 teeth loose. So probably really over tightening those bottom straps. And that is something, yeah, it'll put pressure on the upper teeth. Now, if you're using a full face mask, that'll put pressure on the lower teeth. Even jam that jaw back into your airway, which can be really bad. So any suggestions? Yeah, loosen your mask is what I would do. You're probably over tightening the bottom part of it. Bleep is definitely going to take that out of the equation. So Crow writes, I understand the desire to go with a nasal mask, but after observing my father with one and witnessing all the air coming out of his mouth, tape your mouth, I'm not convinced that they are the best treatment. I use a full face mask. I hate the face mask, but it works for me. You can still experience this with a full face mask though. You have jaw drop. Mask is here, ultimately flat. Your jaw falls back in sleep, purges all the air out of the bottom here. Essentially you get like the same arousal from a mask leak instead of a mouth leak. So at that point, that's why I'm a proponent of a chin strap at that point, or even a soft cervical collar. Less surface area with a nasal mask or something like the Bleep. Yeah, you're still probably gonna have to do something like taping your mouth closed. More on this, one of my next videos coming up addresses this without tape. I've been testing it, I've had success, and I'm hella excited to share it with you. All right, sticking with diamonds. If it weren't for the original Bleep, I wouldn't be on CPAP. Okay, enough of these positive ones. We need some scandal. I would like to try it, but not available in the US. I hope Stuart can find a way to sell them overseas. Hi in Turkey. What's up, Stuart? You don't like people from Turkey? Huh? You got something against some Turkish people? David Peterzel, the man with 2 PhDs. He asks, I've pre-ordered my Bleep Eclipse with halos and seems like a nice improvement. Is there a way to prevent tugging on the tubing so it doesn't tug on my nose? There is. You can use something like a hose holder. Ultimately, a hose holder costs you money. I think like a cheap kid. I think like a poor kid. That's not going to die. I look for ways that you can save money. So if you have a headboard, take the tubing, sling it over the headboard. It'll come down, takes the weight 100% off of it. If you want, sure, go ahead and get a hose holder. That sounds dirty, but it's not. The other thing you can do is put a pillow right in front of you and have the tubing come up over the pillow. Everyone's got a couple pillows. Use one of them as a pseudo hose holder. It makes it great. David also says, will there be a video of Stewie Cat unboxing the Bleep Eclipse? Yeah, I'm still chasing that 50,000 cat video. I got one once. It was intoxicating. You know what? Can we talk about this for just a minute? Can we talk about why we have to keep this as originally intended as a cat channel? Let me show you something. This is important to me. This is about to get dark. Now, if I'm being honest, I kind of like to embrace the animal lover side of myself. And there's a reason for that. Now, if we look at the McDonald triad, the McDonald triad is used to predict future serial killer behavior. Now, if we look down to the contents, we have to look at arson. Now, while I'm not an arsonist, if you leave me alone with some kindling, some starter fluid, and a match, you're going to have a fire in about a minute. I love looking at some fires. Let's move on. Enuresis, that is nocturnal bedwetting after 5 years old. Now, this is also highly associated with left-handedness. I'm left-handed. I peed in my bed. This is a safe space, right? We can talk about this. I peed probably much longer than I should have. And that's 2 of the 3. Now, if we look to cruelty to animals, that I don't have. And that's why I have to embrace this as a cat channel. Somewhat, not entirely. But can we all agree that a couple little outtakes of cats frolicking with things probably isn't all bad for humanity? Do you want me to be on here making CPAP videos? Or do you want me out on the streets systematically murdering people? I don't think we want that. Let's all agree on this one thing. Cat videos, not all that bad. Serial killers, not all that good. I would love to try Bleep Eclipse, but I blow my nose a lot while laying in bed. Not as Stuart is coming out of the bushes on every one of these. Not as challenging as you think at blowing the nose with the halos on. I've never tried that. I actually use nasal spray before I put them on, so it's never been an issue there. And Rich says he tried them before and with the original ports, and it was probably a little messy from what it looks like. So Brandon says, this would never work for me. I get up 3 to 5 times a night. That's not practical. I hate to be a dick. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put some on. By the way, if you're getting up 3 to 5 times a night, it's probably because you're not titrated appropriately. Okay, I haven't prepped any at all. I apologize. So I saw a lot of people saying, I'm not going to use this because it takes too long to put it on. I haven't prepped my nose. If I just go 10 o'clock, this is someone with a normal nose, but it's not going to work for me. I know this. My nose is way too long. I have to shore up that spot in the back. Okay, I'm not clipping this, but you're going to see why you have to. Boom. Boom. That's about how long it takes if you have a normal sized nose. But look at this. This little guy needs... Oh, actually, holy shit. Can you do it without actually cutting them? Oh my God. Have I been living a lie? Hold on. Yeah, I gotta trim the tips. My nose is too big. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get back to this. Brandon Van de Wey would never work for me. I get up 3 to 5 times a night. It's not practical. Okay, so we have this. Mask is on. Let's do this. Okay, I'm plugged into my CPAP. And I wake up. And I have to use the restroom. I can do one of two things. And go use the restroom. I can also do this. And go use the restroom. I'm not seeing why this is impractical. That's weird. Let's just go ahead and leave this hanging here for a bit. We never know when we might need to use it again. I got an email from the manufacturer. Pre-orders are shipping in the next few weeks. That's true. Bleep was definitely louder in the video. I thought so too. I actually have a solution for this though in a future video. I think I can make it quieter. More on that. When are they coming out with a full face mask version? Only half joking. Stuart out of the bushes again. Actually, this time he pops up from the manhole cover. Bink. We'll be trying that one in hybrid design. He's working on it. This man has a plan. Ooh, this one I like. This one's extra negative. I might have to take off the nose piece so you know I'm serious about this one. Tom Sparks, CPAP sucks no matter how you slice it. Go on, promote every new mask that comes out every week. This one is particularly comedic and ridiculous. The whole concept, ridiculous. Waking up several times a night to adjust these expensive devices is counterproductive. I've never been more tired, and I've been through 3 masks that my insurance will allow. At 3 a.m. every night, I wake up feeling suffocated from the hot, dry air, despite using slimmer tubing, ice in the reservoir, and lowering the humidity climate levels. I'm remiss that I can't take a drink of water when my mouth is Sahara-like unless I remove, readjust, and then I can't get back to sleep. I've been watching Education, and you're cute. Thank you. But I'm over this overselling market. Tom, my man, you are saying things that make me think you have a really bad mouth leak. Actually, I know you have a really bad mouth leak. And I would say, especially in REM, you are saying a couple things in there. Super bad mouth leak. So you don't like overselling. I'm not going to sell you anything. It's a free download. Oscar. Check out sleepfiles.com/Oscar. Download it. Import your data. Look at the leak trend line. Your leak is off the charts. I guarantee it. Fix your leak with tape. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm selling you on tape. It's going to cost you about $5 a box. Works out to like a penny a night. You're welcome. But here's the other thing. I understand you don't like overselling. I like to review masks. I use masks myself. People I do PAP therapy analysis with use masks, and they all have different needs. And I like people to have their needs met when they're sleeping because it keeps them asleep. You've tried several different masks. The reason all of your masks don't work is because you're mouth leaking. I can take you and put you on the exact perfect pressure, and if you mouth leak, it's not going to work. I'll bet you're also not on the right pressure. Just a hunch. So is now a good time to mention my services at axgsleepdiagnostics.com. Check it out. I do PAP therapy reviews. I have a ton of satisfied customers. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it, and we always get a lot out of it.
Excuse me, Johnson. Excuse me. Johnson?
What do you want?
That guy's really sick of you overselling masks. So what if instead for just 1 second you oversell some machines? So like if you look at CPAPsupplies.com, you can see that it was at $913 and they just recently dropped the price to $780. It's almost like before the good old days. So I think you should really tell people about CPAPsupplies.com, and if you take this and you put it in your cart, you can buy it for less than what it used to be. I think you should tell people about that, Johnson.
The Lego creature's right. Do you mind if I get on with the video?
Yeah, but I think you should tell them about your discount code LEFTIT20 to save 20% off, Johnson.
So Tom, while I totally feel what you're saying, you're not optimized at all. Like not even close. I think we really need, like with you, to boil down what's going on with your actual sleep and not what you think is going on with it, and actually work on improving it, because you know this field isn't perfect. follow-up's terrible, and I think you're stuck in that crack. So there's hope. Okay, Guy Scharf, not gonna lie, probably the pimpiest pimp in the CPAP world. This man, if he went skiing, I would have to call him the snow pimp. That's how pimpalicious he is. This is, yeah, I like. Guy is my man. So he has sensitive skin. Basically, if you have reactions or you think you're gonna have a reaction to the Bleep Eclipse or any Bleep product, reach out to him. You can get a sample, try it on your skin, try it on your face before you spend a bunch of cash on it. All right, Kathy Bacon. I actually have the pleasure of speaking with Kathy. Now, she says she really likes it. Very low leak rate, ability to wear it with an ultra wide headband, no hair breakage. With the Eclipse, she gets 0 leaks. She used mouth tape, all that stuff. The one thing she did with the Bleep Eclipse was to attach the Medlock magnetic device at the ends of the hose and tube, and ran into problems with the dream separating from the adapter. Okay, the Medlock. I am a huge proponent, like I said before, of, actually this goes to his point of not overselling stuff. Medlock people actually reached out to me, asked if I wanted a free sample, and in a kind of a dick move, I didn't even respond to him. And the reason was, it's such a waste of money. Let's look at this. Okay, the Medlock is even worse than I thought. Here's the problem that the Medlock is trying to solve. You have, and I'm really apologetic to the people over at Medlock. I'm not gonna lie, I feel really bad about this. The problem that they're trying to solve, like if you have an invention, it has to solve a problem to me. And it has to be like worth it. So it's like, just imagine this. Imagine the Medlock, one end goes here, one end goes here, and you just go thunk and it snaps together with magnet technology. But why do you need that? I just solved it. There's no problem. I need to unattach it. That's it. So I'm not gonna pay $120 when I could just do that. Because even with a magnet, guess what? I'm still gonna have to do that. So that's just, man, that's a waste of money. I'm sorry. That was such an aside. What Kathy says is she actually saves time by pre-trimming the halos. That's actually really, really smart. Pre-trim them. That way you're not wasting all that time. You can probably just line them up and get to town on it. All right, Rosemary Alhome Dick says, great video. Always includes Stewie. She's anti-serial killer. That's good. So she pre-cuts. I'm going to have to get into this pre-cutting thing. Maybe I've been missing out. See, I learn everything from you guys. I get the best sleep using the Bleep. And let's see here. Do I need a new prescription? No, you should not need a new prescription. It's just simply a mask change. Now I need to order for my husband as he couldn't align the ports. He has a huge nose, bigger than yours, Jason. Is that possible? We might have to have a nose measuring contest. So I don't think the Bleep is any louder. It just sounds louder in your head. That's what my wife said. Now I have to confess something. Confession time. Stuart actually asked me my opinions. He sent me a previous prototype. It was built different. And I said, man, these were not flexible at all. So I was having a really hard time. They kept moving my nose in a way I was like, oh, I don't like this very much. I said, can you make them flexible? He said, yeah. So he made them flexible. The other design was actually really, really quiet. This one, to me, I can hear it. It seems louder. Again, my wife can't hear it. I feel like Stuart redesigned these for me, and I personally made it worse. Maybe. Possibly louder. The flexibility, absolutely. 100%. Flexibility is great. But if I made it louder, I'm so sorry. This cracks me up. Mr. Hiron P. Jesus put it on. I actually said that in the video. Sometimes when you're watching these, it makes you more self-aware. So this guy wants to try it for the price, but the price of the halos is insane. Gonna pass. Stuart comes to his own rescue again. Insurance covers it. It's just like a mask cushion replacement. So if you're buying your equipment with your insurance, it's totally covered. You don't have to worry about that. If you're paying cash, yes, definitely gonna have to pay for it. Patrick Radcliffe writes, "Don't horrify me like that again, Jason. I don't need a vision of you in froggy boxers. How soon before free CPAP advice is back up?" Yeah, about that. So what happened with free CPAP advice is a lot of people were asking me why I'm starting to sell medication, and I didn't understand what they were saying. And then finally, I noticed when I searched for my own website in a specific way that they said they were searching it, I saw that it showed Viagra and Cialis basically boner meds were for sale on my website, and I don't sell boner meds. So what I found out by hiring someone who is infinitely more wise in such web design aspects, they said you got hacked. There's tons of malware on your site. Free CPAP advice as it stands is basically kind of dead. I put all of that on my website, AXG Sleep Diagnostics. I have the free section. FreeCPAPadvice.com pretty much lives under that heading. The forum is probably dead. I have someone working on it to get it back. It had malware too, trying to save all the data of everything that was done there, or everything that was posted, because there's some really solid information, but most of it's kind of dead. So if you want to use a forum at this point, I would probably just go to cpaptalk.com. CPAP Talk it's a massive forum. That's probably where I'd go right now. I actually started freecpapadvice.com/forum because I was on CPAP Talk and they basically ran my ass out of there. This is like 15 years ago, probably, maybe 10 years ago. They basically ran me out of there. So I was like, guess I'm not welcome. I'll go make my own forum. But anyway, I would go to CPAP Talk, and if you're looking for some forum action. Greg Carson writes, okay, I think we need to dump the cat channel and become the lanky Lego channel. That little dude cracks me up every time, but seriously.
Hi Greg, thanks for the shout out. I try my best, but sometimes Jason just doesn't appreciate me.
So Brad writes, just received my first order of Mass Bright. It's great. Nice scent. Cobra Kai says Mass Bright's a great product, but the sprayer sucks. And you know what? He's right. The sprayer does suck. And for a lot of you who don't know this, I have tried so many different sprayers. It seems like the black sprayer that comes in the 3-pack is the winner. But I've tried the white sprayers. I've tried so many different varieties of those, different suppliers. I've had them say, oh yeah, we souped it up. I'm working on a formulation of Mass Bright. And Jasper Lindbergh asked something that's going to feed into my next video, or a video coming up very soon. Hey Jason, I was diagnosed with an AHI, low AHI, using CPAP and Oscar. It looks like I need to go very high with the pressure to get any differences in airflow. It is mainly REM sleep that seems to be the problem. What you're probably seeing in there is actual normal REM sleep. REM sleep has a waxing and waning look to it. It's a very specific waxing and waning look, but it is waxing and waning nonetheless. So you may actually be going higher than you even need to. That's possibly what's happening. Or because you have a low AHI, you could be having, you could actually have upper airway resistance syndrome, where you need a high pressure and you are somewhat resistant to increases in pressure. And if that's the case, like I said, my next video is going to be kind of talking about that. Here's another one. Dumb question. What's the difference between EPR and autoset? 100% different. EPR is when you have your pressure set to 10 and you have EPR set to 3. EPR is going to drop it 3 centimeters of water. So if it's on 10, every time you exhale, it drops it to 7. That's EPR. Autoset is different. Autoset is you can set the pressure for a range of, let's just say 8 to 15, and you'll start at 8 when you turn the machine on, and you let the machine try to decide, horribly I might add, when to increase and decrease the pressure. So the continuous pressure rises and falls all the time. Now it's not breath to breath, that would be more of an ASV, but it just kind of meanders based on what the algorithm is telling it. Its algorithm sucks, it's horrible at interpreting it. My God, take off EPR. My God, take off APAP. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know in the comment section what kind of videos you want to see. I have about 7 or 8 in the works that I'm actually really excited about. All of these come from your questions, so ask questions. Check out AXG Sleep Diagnostics. Thank you for the sponsor, CPAPsupplies.com. Buy some Mass Bright, even though the sprayer sucks. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye. Thank you to all watching, but an extra thick thanks, buddy, to Doug Toombs, Jason Georgiades, Patricia Espelong, Sarvesh Joshi, Stuart Hetherington, Mona Swearingen, Chungchu Chen, and Edward Steiner, as well as a big thank you to all my other Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Little tiny thanks, buddy, for you guys.